Catherine from Created by Catherine, and happy Monday. Happy Monday. I don't know what date it is. The 10th, 12th. Happy Monday the 12th of October. So, what we got coming up this week? What excitement am I going to be doing? It's really dull out there today. There's hardly any light. It's like dusk. So we've got as many lights as we can on, so I hope you can see okay. Right, we're starting our slow stitch project this week, tomorrow for Tuesday sewing. So last week I suggested that we got 8 squares of 5" ready and some wadding background for those. And what I decided was that it's entirely up to you what you do with them, whether you make them into join them all together and make a cover, and which originally I was going to do. You can use it for all sorts, but I thought that I would use them in this journal that I started way back when I first couple of videos, which isn't that far, not that way back, is it really? September would it be? I don't know. September, beginning of September. So this is, I've just done a new wraparound for it. This is all the precious things from Rachel, Roxy Creations, from her, some of the fabrics and things from her physical fabric kits you can buy. These are all print out of her vintage papers, which look real to me. A few bits and bobs of things I've been hoarding, you know, precious vintage things that I've been hoarding. And yeah, I've decided that these squares I think would, just slowly working my way through it, but I thought they'd fit nicely on a page, because this is really going to be more of a viewing journal to put things inside. And Rachel gave me that idea because she was making something similar with all her original pieces and some of her favorite fabrics and laces that she's had a long time. And it's actually nice to have them in a journal and look at them instead of just in a bag, isn't it? So I did some slow stitching this weekend just because I wanted to do like a wraparound. I've just finished that off with a press stud. If it gets thicker, I may well have to put several press studs on it. But, you watch, can't fasten it now. There we go. So, if you gather together your squares, so we're going to be doing that, you know, for the next few weeks. Pick a colour scheme, 2 colours for your main sort of colour scheme. So because mine is, I've already got greens, got quite a bit of green in this, and creams and greens, beige colours. That's what I've chosen as my main colours for my squares. I've just got some old paper. Look at colour on that gorgeous foxing on there. Bit of antique leisure. Oh, crikey, can't you tell? Can't you tell it's Monday morning? I can't talk. Ledger paper. Some really old, it's gorgeous feel to that. A bit of old map that actually is printed on. Look at that, on some fantastic. Look how they used to make maps with lovely material on the back. And some old script. I think I've got a bit more old script as well there. Yeah, so these were pieces that I've been saving in my stash, so I'm going to use them. There's nothing to say we can't slow stitch on the top of paper, yeah. And then I got a couple of pieces that were left over from when I made my my autumn packs, so I thought they might go in some shape or form. Another bit there. Another bit of patchwork that's in some of them there. And then what I've got is, look at these lovelies. These are what I've been hoarding, vintage pieces. So I thought that I could incorporate, oh yeah, look at that, incorporate these into my squares. So go and get a look in your stash, go and get out some of your favourite stuff, really, you know, things that you don't want to part with, you wouldn't, but you want to showcase them in some way. It's fabulous, look at that. David's going to scan these in. Right, so I've got the jar, I've got the pick jar, and what I thought then every Monday is I've just put a few different things in there. So I'm going to choose 2 a week. So get all your fabrics together, choose your 2 main colours, 2 or 3 main colourways, and get fabrics, some old papers, get your squares ready for tomorrow. And then every Monday I'll pick 2 out of here, and these will be added extras. I haven't got a clue what obviously you can see me, I'm picking 2. Okay, just use the back of some of David's print digital. Okay, so they're the 2 for this week. They will go back in because you never know, we might draw the same 2 and then we've got a bit of a theme going on. So the 2 for this week to add: French knots, my favourite, I love French knots, and couching. Wow, fancy getting 2 sewing things. I've put some colours in there, I've put buttons and snaps and beads and stuff, but we've ended up with 2 sewing things. I'm excited about that because I hadn't got a clue what we were going to be using. So don't worry if you don't know how to do the French knots or whatever, we'll have a go tomorrow. It's my favourite, one of my favourite things to do. In fact, let me just show you a cushion. See, where's your trusty help when you need him? Oh, I'm clambering over the tripod as we speak. Okay, so this is a cushion that I made quite a while ago, and so I just, because we've brought French knots into it, I just thought that took a long time to do those. I'm not sure how many French knots there is in that. This was a piece we had to design. This was first thing we had to make at college. When I went for fun to do embroidery and stuff, and we had to design, do all the own design. We had to make all our own fabrics to put in. So this is all handmade fabric. That's not. That's like a velvet material. And that's my French knots, and also couching. So hopefully that might give you a bit of inspo. Queen of French knots. Queen of French knots, they used to call me and laugh at me because I had to have a French knot in everything. So that's this week, French knots and couching. So get all your stuff ready for that. And we'll put that in the description down below. And I'll put those back in for next week. Okay, so that's Tuesday sewing, so that's sorted. Next, Halloween. Now, I think you remember on Friday's wrap up, I'd made a start on putting some papers together and a little mini for Halloween with a couple of kits from Tina at Shabbydabbydoodah. Now, since then, yesterday, she launched another kit. And I'm so excited. I love the other kit even better than this. So I think I'm going to end up making 2. I'll have to make 2. One to sell, one to keep. So the kits this kit, so from this, the papers and things in here, this one that I'd started putting together and some of this is David's papers, cogs and things to go with it. But these papers are from, I mean, look at that, it's gorgeous. From Tina's Vintage Gothic Halloween. And so there's 2 lots, the Time Traveller Vintage and Vintage Gothic Halloween, main papers and ephemera pack. So the ephemeras, the main papers are the Time Traveller. As you can see, they're all clocks, and I thought they were quite gothic. Thought it was a bit steampunky. That's not it, that's David's, intermingled with David's digitals. So a lovely clock theme to that. With lovely, now I've got some ephemera here already cut up from that. So this is the Vintage Gothic Halloween ephemera packs. So lovely. Sorry it's all cut up, but great stuff to use in this journal with like purples, blacks, creams. Fabulous. Really love those. So that's what you're getting in, that's what I'm making this little mini journal with. And I've collected some bits of papers that I thought would go with it in some colours I'd got. So you've got plenty of ephemera there to be putting your own spin on, really. And yeah, bits and bobs there. Skulls and all sorts in that colourway. So that is those, and I'll put the details down below for you. And so that's going to be in this little mini. Okay, so that's that kit. So I'd started gathering some, I'd done some, dyed some lace. Didn't go as black as I wanted really, but I still love it. Still love it. Some cheesecloth. Some cheesecloth there. Some of this that I tie a lot of my, see I tie this round and it looks nothing round some of my parcels for when I send Etsy things out, but in actual fact the beauty is that you pull it all out and it's netting. Some lovely lace, some net fabric I bought recently, some bits of black lace. So that's that, and some bits of coloured black, not coloured, but black pages. This is the some more pages out of this Vintage Gothic Halloween Time Travel Vintage, which is really nice. But wait till you see, I'm in love with this. The kit that she's put out this weekend, and if you check her video out this weekend, she launches it. Ta-da! Now this is ghostly Gothic Halloween, main papers and ephemera packs. So there's 2 packs, and I like what Tina's doing lately is she splits them. And so therefore you can mix and match, buy what you want. If you want to just buy the ephemera pack from the Vintage Gothic Halloween and just use the papers, you can, or vice versa. And they're quite reasonably priced because she splits them up. Oh, and I love it. I love the colours. And I just happen to have got some sari silk in these colours. So yeah, I'm really pleased. So look at these. These have got like a green, lovely green and black colourways to it. So I thought we'd do Halloween. We'd do some junk journaling on Thursday. The fabulous, I love it. I love it. It's not too macabre for me, you know, it's not too macabre, but it's got enough there, essence of everything, witchy, ghouly, steampunky, vampire-y. Now then, if you want to read, this is going back to my Jayne Catherine on Books book channel. if you want to read a really good book for this season, one of my favourites. It's of a series, but this particular one is very gothic, very vampire led. It's called Loch of the Dead, like Loch as in Scottish locks, and it is by Oscar de Muriel. I've got the whole series. I've been following it from his very first book when nobody had heard of him, and Loch of the Dead is my favourite, and it's it's very witchy, very atmospheric. There's bats, there's vampires, there's all sorts of funny chemistry, Dr. Frankenstein vibes in places about it. So go and check that out. We'll link that down below. I just thought of that when I was looking at these. It's a fabulous read. Better to read the series. It's Frey and McGray. It's historical fiction. But yeah, it's got a little bit of a gothic undertone throughout the whole series, really. Look at that. Tina's... I just love this. These are just... I was so excited yesterday. I mean, I was excited enough when I was making it with the kits I thought were new. But then when... I'm just so excited. Look at that. The overlay of all different things. I think she's done a brilliant job. Plenty of skulls. So that's the papers, and then the ephemera. And what I've actually done here with, I've started cutting some out, so I'm sorry. I've got some bits of tickets, a bit of David's paper. I've decided that, oh, look at that. Love it. Look how nice that goes. So what I've done is, I've chosen some of David's paper from his Halloween Gothic, and just pieces I thought that would go with these two kits, and yeah, I think they'll go really, really well. I mean, that now I've backed it. Tina gives you a backing paper, so I've backed it with that, but there's nothing actually to stop you, and I think a greyer background probably looks a bit better than the brown, just in my opinion. So say for example you've got David's digitals, and look how fabulous that goes with Tina's kit. And actually I can, you know, I keep looking and seeing ghost faces and stuff. So I've picked out the ones that I think, I mean, how can you not use Mr. Claw, you know? But that'd be like as a background paper, as a main. Look at that, that's fabulous. I wish I hadn't backed them with that one now. I wish I'd have... Never mind, I can print them again, can't I? But look how these all go lovely. Beautifully, I think. I want to put some touch of blues in. I think the colourways on here, you know, because obviously you don't want to make every page a feature page from the kit. You can do if you want, it's entirely up to you, but you know, look at that. So I do think that we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun with all these. Anyway, everywhere's like a right hot mess now. So they're papers, and I'm going to use some of David's digitals. And then again, this is Ghostly Gothic, the ephemera pack, add-on pack. So if you've already got a favourite Halloween set of papers or whatever and just want some ephemera to go with it, then you can just buy this separately. Plenty of bats. I tried drawing a bat, it was rubbish. So I'm glad I've got a better bat to put in now. Look at all these. Some tags, an envelope. I think it's one of the nicest Halloween kits I've seen for a long time. Because it's just my sort of thing, and I think because Tina's put the greens in. I really think that makes an unusual change just from blacks and reds, you know. I think they work really, really well. Can't wait. So that is what I thought we'd do on Thursday. I thought we'd do some proper making of my Halloween journals and having a play with all those bits. I will put all the details of the kits that are here down below. I'll put the details of the papers that I've used from Rachel in the one I'm going to be sewing in, and get all your bits and bobs ready for tomorrow for Tuesday sewing. I think that's going to be a fun series. Hope you think it will be too. Let me know if you're going to be joining in, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye for now.